Jafar Fox, let's talk business. And let's turn it up a notch. It's your time to shine with Jafar Fox. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes on God and tune in. And let's talk with Jafar Fox.
Hello, hello, hello. God bless you, and welcome to the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. I am your host, Jafora Fox, and I am so excited. I am so excited as I am every Thursday night. So mark your calendars for Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, because you don't want to miss the amazing guest that appears on the Jafora Fox Show. And you definitely don't want to miss tonight. I have an amazing guest and a dynamic woman of God, Dr. Josephine Harris, who will be bringing some powerful, amazing information about mental health. And so tag your friends, your family, let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on. And I am the CEO of Jafora Fox Inc. I am a transformational and leadership coach and speaker. And I would love to connect with you. And you can do that by going to my website at www.jaforafox.com. And if you would like to book a consultation call, it is free, and you can do that on my website. And so, calling all entrepreneurs, if you would like to be a guest on the Jafora Fox Show, it is free to be a guest. You would just need to go to my website and complete that intake form, upload your picture, and I will be in contact with you to schedule your availability for Thursday at 7 p.m. to be a guest on the show. So that's calling all entrepreneurs. I would love to spotlight your business and have you as a guest, because I am always so honored and excited to interview the guests that appear on the Jafora Fox Show. And shop, share, support. So if you would go to my website and you can shop, and then share. And I would love your support. And I thank you so much in advance for your support. I have some amazing apparel on my website, and I would just love for you to be my walking billboard. So take the time after the show and shop. And then while you're watching the show, put shared in the comments, because sharing is caring. And I thank you so much for sharing, because when you do put shared in the comments, you'll be able to win tonight on the drawing the Wheel of Names, possibly a anthology book that Dr. Joe is co-author. It's one is Mental Health Matters, and then the other one is 90 Days of Biblical Affirmation. So put shared in the comments, tag your friends, your family, let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on, and they don't want to miss tonight in talking about mental health and the importance of mental health. And so I am so excited on tonight to have Dr. Joe join us on tonight. So let's see who is joining us on tonight. God bless you. Hello, Dr. Nikki. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. And so at this time, I'm going to have our guest to come on for tonight. Hello, Dr. Joe. God bless you.
Hello, Gerard Fox. I thank you and I appreciate you for inviting me to your show.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so excited and honored to have you as a guest on the Jafora Fox Show. And so, Dr. Joe, if you would, please tell us a bit about yourself.
Oh, wow. That's a lot to take in. But hey, I am Dr. Josephine Harris. You may call me Dr. Joe. I am the founder of Common Minds, LLC. I am also the VP of the Herpreneur Network of the region of the Western region. I'm a global speaker. I am a 13-time best-selling author, as well as international best-selling author. Also, I am a psychotherapist at heart, an international psychologist, as well as a master certified mental health coach and advocate, where I empower and inspire women, particularly military spouses, with the tools and resources they need so that they can navigate through life challenges as a military spouse, so that with self-direction, which includes the principle of recovery, independency, self-sufficiency, and promotes personal choice and control. And that's me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And congratulations on all of your amazing endeavors and all of the amazing things that you continue to do in your field and in ministry and with the Herpreneur Network and just your community service and the military spouses. And the list just goes on and on and on. And so I just absolutely love the way that you are giving back and just utilizing the gifts that God has given to you to help others to be great and to transform their life. And so tell us about your business, Calming Minds LLC, and then what services do you offer?
Well, with Calming Minds, we work to empower and inspire families who overcome personal obstacles to improve their communication and relationships. We also help them through different times in their life through mental health challenges so that they can navigate and have the strategies to manage certain mental health illness that they have. Our services is one-on-one therapy. We do group therapy as well as hands-on guidance, as well as we also do mental health life coach and advocate. I also do speaking engagement on all mental health topics, particularly in the military community as well. I also do telehealth services as well, where we do communication through through web, Zoom, through cell phones, through texting and all like that, because we make sure that we are available for mental health so that you know that your mental health is very important.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Just so amazing to hear about, the military spouses, which I know, this is so needed in helping military spouses to cope and to deal with different things. And you offer just an amazing array of services that will be able to help benefit the life of someone else, because life happens to us all, and life be lifing is what I call it. And so that's a wonderful thing to have in the services that you are providing. And so talk about mental health care is health care, and then add on mental health and Jesus, the therapy part of what that looks like.
Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you, when you talk about mental health, and we think about it as we going to the doctor, because when we are sick, we go to the doctor to get medication. When we have a headache, or when we have high blood pressure, or even dealing with any medical problems. So the most important thing, we don't really recognize that mental health is health care. So dealing with your mental health is very important. It's part of being well-being. It's part of your well-being. The aspect of your welfare determines how you operate physically, psychologically, emotionally, and socially, among others. It's also it teaches you to play a most important role in your life when dealing with mental health. And some of the mental health factors is so important when dealing with your mental health, especially in being an entrepreneur, being working from 9 to 5, being a mother, being a military spouse, being a mother. You have many hats. So it's very important to understand your mental health, to go through the steps to get the help that you desire. So mental health is health care. It's just like you going to the doctor to get a checkup. So you need a mental checkup. You can go to a therapy to get mental checkup. You can go to a support group to help get mental checkup. You can also journal as a person to get mental health checkup. So the importance of mental health checkup is very important, even in today's society, especially dealing with the past pandemic and more to come, because in society, as the pandemic went by, we all had a lot of stressors in our life. And at some point in time, 1 in 5 individuals have a mental health crisis. And whether it's stress, whether it's grieving, whether it's a mental illness, ADHD, anxiety, depression, at some point in your life, you will have a mental health issue.
Yes, that is so true. That is absolutely the truth about some point in our lives, that how we'll be faced with, different things that you have named, and you named one of those things And I'm going to come back to that. So I want to ask that if you're joining, that if you would take the time to share, tag others, send those hearts, let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on with Dr. Joe, talking about mental health care is healthcare, all things mental health. And so you want to ensure that they don't miss this valuable information, the amazing nuggets that she will be providing and dropping tonight throughout this Facebook Live. And then welcome to my Facebook Live audience, as well as YouTube and LinkedIn. So take the time to share, because as I always say, sharing is caring, and your name will go in a drawing at the end of the show to win two products that Dr. Joe is a co-author in an anthology book. And so definitely want you to put shared in the comments. Don't hesitate, tag all of your friends and family. Let's see some of the Herpreneur Network, those fabulous ladies. And so I'm just so excited, Dr. Joe, to have you tonight joining us on the show and providing something so valuable as our mental health. And so talk about some strategies for stress management.
With stress management is very important. Like, stress can affect your mental health, physically health, and learning how to manage stress management can lead to improving heart health, mental health, and sleeping more. So stress has many effects on your body and mind. For instance, you experience stress can disrupt your attention, cause poor mental health, and increase the risk of diseases. And with that being said, some of the strategies that you can use is physical activity. Sometimes we veer away from physical activity, but really physical activity help us to reduce fatigue, help improve alertness, and enhance our concentration, as well improving your ability to think and reason, like the cognitive function. Another one is practicing mindfulness meditation, which help focusing on attention on your breathing. It's thoughts and feelings and sensation as they arise. So with meditation and mindful meditation, it improves relaxation. It affects the autonomic nervous system, which impacts your awakening. It also increases productivities of your sleep and production of your hormones. Meditation. So it also helps to reduce the heart rate. And most important thing right here, and I know a lot of brown and black people have, is mostly the highest rate is blood pressure, because it helps decrease your blood pressure. Mindfulness meditation helps decrease blood pressure. Another one that I've really found joy in for me is find a creativity coping outlet. This is called coloring. I like to color, and they call it adult coloring. So it is adult coloring books out there. It releases a lot of stress, a lot of tension that you have. It also helps calms your mechanism. So it's like a coping mechanism. So I like to color as rare as I also like to read. So reading is also a stress reliever as well. Another one is called art therapy, which is a creativity coping outlet. So sometimes you can go to a therapist that deals with art therapy, which is very most popular dealing with children, because they can express their self in art. Another one is using as a support system. Get a support system that really will support you, that love you, that will help you to navigate through the challenges that you have, the mental health challenge that you have. Also, one of the most important things is have a crisis plan in place. A mental health crisis plan is very important, because sometimes we can be in a crisis and we don't have the help that we need. And a mental health crisis can help you, especially with that support system that you have in place. Another one is getting enough sleep. That is the most important thing that you can ever do, is really getting enough sleep. So these are some strategies that you can use to have to manage stress management.
Oh, I love it. And you provided some Awesome, awesome, awesome gems. Hi, Dr. Patricia Goodman. Thank you so much for joining. You all put shared in the comments. Hi, Deacon Fox. Hubby, love you, love you. Thank you so much for your support and joining. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. So you all share, 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 and tag your friends and family, letting them know that the Jafora Fox show is on with Dr. Joe. So you don't want to miss, because she has just provided some awesome gems, you all, to help us to manage strategies to help manage in stress management. And the last one she mentioned was, she said the most important is getting enough sleep. And I know when she said that, everybody's like, oh boy. For me, I was like, yep. I know sometimes it's just, difficult to try to accomplish that and getting an adequate rest. And you just did provide some good things. You started out with that physical activity, which, for some, working out and just doing some things to help your body so that you're not fatigued. That is a great one too as well. And I love being outside, and just the love for just wanting to work out with that one. And so just the adult coloring that I love to color too. I have some coloring books and some markers, and so I can definitely relate to that. And then the support system. It is awesome to have a great support system. That is so necessary. That is vital, you all, to have that. So making sure that you all are taking these notes about the things that you need to manage your stress. And so these are some strategies for stress management. So don't forget to share, you all. Put shared in the comments so that you'll be able to have your name in the drawing at the end of the show, and so that you'll be able to win the co-author that Dr. Joe is a part of, an anthology book. She is a co-author in the anthology book, which is Mental Health Matters and 90 Days of Biblical Affirmation. So thank you so much, Dr. Patricia, for sharing, and hello to you. And thank you so much for joining in with us also. So thank you. I appreciate you all. If you're joining in, Coach Ann, you all say hello and let us know that you are here, so that I would love to, recognize who is joining the show tonight. So thank you all so much for joining and watching. And if you're watching on the replay, welcome from Facebook Live, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thank you for joining and being a part. And you can share as you're watching on the replay too. So thank you. And then share. Don't forget to put shared in the comments. Sharing is caring. So share, tag, send those hearts, tag 2 or 3 people, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Just tag, and then send those hearts. And if you share, put shared in the comments. And so, Dr. Joe, talk about the Comeback Champion Summit.
Wow, that summit is so amazing. The Comeback Champion Summit is the platform of Shay Brown. He gives many speakers opportunity to share their story on his platform, and it's going to be a 5-day virtual summit, and it's going to run from June 20th to 24th. And this platform provide give you success secrets through their stories. And one of my stories that I'm going to be speaking about is how to manage your mental health, because we have these very many hats that I was talking about, like being a mom, and you being a wife, being a military spouse, being a grandmother, being a parent, being an auntie. You can have all these hats going through your entrepreneurship. But the question is, how do you know how to manage your mental health through all the revenues that you have, through all the obstacles that you can experience, through all the challenges that you can experience? One of the things I really talk about in managing your mental health on this platform is how to manage your mental health, how to become a happy person through managing your mental health, through using strategies, through using prayer, through using scripture, through using positive affirmation. So it's very important for us to understand and why our mental health is so important, and how to manage our mental health through our everyday living life, because it's very difficult in managing your mental health, especially we not thinking of how can we manage our mental health. We manage our physical health, but how can we manage our mental health? So this platform lets me explore and tell my story of how to manage your mental health through even difficult obstacles like grieving, like losing a job, traveling, transitioning from one job to another job, even grieving if you're grieving death of a loved one, death of a pet. So I talks about how to navigate through different challenges in your life through how managing your mental health and how does it matter.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so powerful. Dr. Joe, and it's so needed to have that, especially now, I think like never before, how mental health, we need to have those nuggets and information and things on being able to manage things, because there's so much going on around us. And it's just such a benefit. And so thank you for all you do in helping to talk about mental health and how you manage that and how you manage stress, and really just having the conversation. And that's where it starts, with the conversation, so that we all can have a good understanding and the strategies and things that you are providing as it comes to our mental health. And so thank you all so much again for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's Talk Business. So if you have not had the opportunity to share. Sharing is caring, and I thank you all so much in advance for sharing the show and joining in. So I see Jeanette. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for joining. And if you would share. God bless you, Jeanette. Thank you. And just put shared in the comments, because at the end of the show, you'll be able to win. One of the prizes is the Mental Health Matters or 90 Days of Biblical Affirmations, which is Dr. Joe is a co-author of these anthology books. And so love to be able to provide something to the audience, your viewers, for sharing. So Janet, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. And tag others and send those hearts and let us know that you are joining us on tonight and taking this important information as Dr. Joe is providing strategies, some insights on mental health, and just having that conversation. So I do thank her so much for being a guest and sharing about mental health, because it truly does matter. And so now I'm going to talk more about going back to my website, which is, again, you all, www.jaforafox.com. You can visit my website for any information that you need. You can connect with me on my website. And so I have the Renew Your Mind, which is a broadcast that I do on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So set your notifications for Renew Your Mind, which is a broadcast of providing biblical and practical lessons about the Word of God, and providing some practical things too as well to help you to be able to renew your mind. And if you want to see about any upcoming events that I may have, you can also view that information on my website. And then if you would like to contact me, you can contact me at 312-598-1525. And my email address is showing on the screen. And then stay in the loop. I would love to stay connected with you. So you just put your email address there, and then that way I can stay in contact with you. So stay in the loop, so you'll be able to receive information about me, my business, and the things that I'm doing. And then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Jafora Fox Inc. And then while you're there, just go to Jafora Fox Show and then Renew Your Mind. So subscribe to my YouTube channels. It is greatly appreciated. And then again, you all put shared in the comments. So thank you so much in advance for sharing, and welcome to my Facebook Live audience. YouTube, and LinkedIn. And if you're joining on the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you, thank you, thank you for taking out the time. And so now we'll get back to the interviews with Dr. Joe. So God bless you. God bless you again, Dr. Joe. And thank you so much for providing this valuable information that you have shared thus far. And so what I want to do, Dr. Joe, is go back, if you would, and talk about the mental health component as it relates to Jesus and a therapist.
Oh, now, when be transparent when you're growing up and your parents is very Christian and saved and into the Bible, and it's difficult even to discuss mental health in the church. And we grew up as though it was a stigma getting the help that you need, and that is a stigma in the church, because the church always talk about the Bible is going to help you this. The Bible can get all the demons out of you. Yes, the Bible can do all this, and we can pray and we can get these biblical scripture from the Bible. But you have to look at it like this. Along the way, God give people the mindset to be in your life so that you can get the help that you need, because without works is dead, right? So God wants you to even be well and wealthy. So God put people in your life, like mental health therapists, and counselor, to help you along the way so that you can understand the difference between mental health and spiritual health, because it is a difference between mental health and spiritual health. And sometimes mental health is very frowned upon in the church, because most of the time pastor, minister, and all that does not understand the mental health portion of that. Of course, they counsel you through these obstacles that you're going through and these challenges that you're going through, but most of them, it doesn't understand the mental health part of it, or most of them don't want to deal with it in the church. So that makes it hard for people to even come forward or to disclose their mental health issues in the church. Now go back to this. Now, in a church, and if I'm using it just for example, hypothetically, if a pastor comes to his congregation and said that he's depressed or he has anxiety, and he's preaching and he's disclosed that, you cannot tell me you would not judge that pastor. So that's really a stigma in the church, because people is very judgmental, and putting therapy and church together is very important, but look at it like people really is judgmental. So we have to understand, I think that if we as the community, as therapists, as advocate for mental health, as coaches and all that, if we go inside the church and brief them and educate them on the different mental health illness that's developed in the church and why it happens and why the stigma is there, then I think that the churches will be more open to accepting that mental health is in the church. So it's all about educating these ministers, educating these Christians of the mental health issues that's going on in the church and why it's important. So one of the most important things with mental health is education, because we are people is judgmental. So if we don't know it, then we don't know. But if you educate and advocate for mental health, that's very important in the church. Very important in the church is doing a lot of education.
Yes, I agree with that. It is so true, to have the education so that you are aware of what that is, and it can remove some of the stigmas that are out there. It's really taboo, for, as our community, African Americans, to go to counseling, to talk about counseling.
Yes.
Usually, they would say, you go to counseling, you crazy, something's wrong with you. And so it does create a space where people feel some kind of way if they, they could become ashamed of saying that they are seeing a therapist and, being saved and love God. And, that means, what is really going on with you. And so I can totally agree and understand about how education about mental health is a very, very number one key component about that. And then learning how to advocate on that, because once you are aware with the education component, then you won't be judgmental and it won't, be as a taboo because you'll have a better understanding. And my saying always is, want to have a good understanding so we don't have these misunderstandings.
And you have to look at it like this too. When we talk about mental health, it's like a frown upon. If we don't know and understand the sickness behind it, then we don't understand it. So making sure that these pastors, these ministers, these leadership in the church understand it, and don't be afraid to talk about it, because think about it, research states that 1 in 5 Americans will experience mental health some point in their time in their life.
Wow. So truly education is a component to know and understand about that. So that's why I definitely say kudos to you for continuing to be on the mental health journey and talking about educating people, providing the nuggets that is needed to help others to manage stress. And mental health care, as I love the way you put it, it's like health care, but people don't really see it, like that. When you get a checkup with the other parts of your body, that you should take that same time and getting a mental health care checkup. And so, Janet says, amen, agree. Definitely. It's just so powerful. So continue to be on your journey, which I know you will, of advocating for, mental health and making the education component about mental health be the first and number one thing that is so important. And so talk about, which I think is so amazing, about you being a co-author in the upcoming anthology, Raising Children is Not Easy, but It's Worth It.
Wow. This project was really dear to me with the visionary is Sandra E. Jackson. And when she asked me this, I was like thrilled, because I was on one of her shows, and I was telling her how many children I have, how many grandkids I have, and we just had a new grandbaby. We have 7 children and 10 grandkids. So I was like, oh, okay, this is going to help. And we are a blended family. So this was very dear to me when she asked me, raising children. And my topic that I talk about is blended family is not so bad. So I go into how me and my husband met, how we blended our family, what was the limitation, expectation, how we created boundaries. It was very difficult for us, not knowing as a blended family. I'm going in as a mother, but not knowing how the blended family works. So we went through a lot of obstacles to go through it. And I'm thinking I'm going into a family that's going to work. Everybody going to love each other, but that's not how I worked it. So I went into telling my story of how challenging it was dealing with a lot of personality, because my husband, he never raised boys. I have boys and girls. He have only girls. So bringing a family in of 7 was very challenging, because we have a lot of different personalities. We had a lot of conflict of trying to put one parent against another parent. We had a lot of the outside parent trying to run trying to run our household. So one of the things I talk about is setting those boundaries up front, because if you don't set those boundaries within a family, a blended family dynamic, then your whole household is going to be chaotic. And we didn't want it. Me and my husband didn't want it that for us. And plus we're military, so we travel a lot. And the transition with blended family is different. And the transition of a blended family, getting the other parents to sign off, it's okay for that parent to go out of the country with the children. So we had all those revenues dipping and dabbing in our life. So we had to navigate through those challenges. And it was very challenging, especially dealing with a blended family. And when you're in the military, you have to get the other parent permission to take your child out the country. So that was very challenging for me. So that's why I joined this project, because a lot of times we as people, individual, doesn't really talk about how well blended family is in a Black, brown family.
Yeah, that's a very, very good topic. Definitely can agree. My husband and we have a blended family also, so I can understand and truly relate to, the difficulty that it can be with having a blended family. And then congratulations to you on your grandbaby. And so, I have a new grandson too, Carson. He's like 6 weeks old, 5 or 6 weeks old now. So, just the joy, of all of that, and just bringing in, as well as, great grandchildren as well. Grandchildren also, into blending and doing that. And so, as you talk about the boundaries that are needed and just so many things. So I think that's an awesome, awesome, awesome topic that you have, and discussing that, and definitely looking forward to reading about what you have to say about the blended family. So just, it's exciting. That's very, very, very exciting. As someone has said, Janet has said that boundaries are so important, that everyone needs to understand boundaries. Absolutely. Boundaries are key. It's foundation to really set boundaries, really, really set boundaries. So I'm looking forward to reading your part in the anthology about the blended family. Thought it was a great topic. Raising children is not easy, but it's worth it. Truly, raising children, it doesn't come with an instruction book. No. There's no manual at all, And so I'm just looking forward to that, the anthology of that. And how will the viewers be able to, and when will the anthology be released, and how will they be able to obtain a copy?
Well, if you want a signed copy, you can go on my website. It will be on my website, but the release is going to be June the 24th, 2023. So it's June 24th, 2023 is the release.
That's great. I won't forget that date. That's our anniversary. So 6 years.
Oh.
So happy anniversary to us, our anniversary month. So June 24th. So you will be able to go to Dr. Joe's website and be able to purchase the anthology on June 24th. So her website information is here. It's showing on the screen. And congratulations to you, Dr. Joe, being a co-author, and all of the other authors, and the visionary author of the anthology, that raising children is not easy, but it's worth it. So hi, Angela. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. You all, don't forget to share, like and tag others. Send those hearts, and let them know that you are here joining the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. And so, Dr. Joe, talk about your participation in community service and outreach programs.
Oh, wow. Let me tell you, I really do a lot. With my I sit on multiple boards as a board of directors. I sit on a board of directors called Safe Place Olympia, where we advocate for domestic violence for women and their family and children with domestic violence, survivors of domestic violence. So I sit on one of the boards of that. We do fundraisers. We also house them. We provide different revenues for them so that they can have a safe place to go to. I also sit on the board at NEMA as one of the EDI, as well as one of the directors on that, where we help navigate through equity and diversity in population. I'll also sit on the board as a service member, service member that we help service members and their family, so that we can give them different resources dealing with mental health and how to navigate through mental health challenges. And we also give classes. I teach mental health classes and briefing on mental health and dealing with the military while they transitioning into the civilian world as well. I'm also one of the co-founders of the HBCU magazine with Dr. Nikki Ziegler as well. So with my participation in community service, I also, my church, which is called Living Faith. Also, we reach out, and within the community, we do a back to school badge, as well as we feed different organizations as well. I told you I am a plethora of, I love giving back to the community as well. So I am one of the, I'm sitting on one of the board members dealing with the CHAD, it called Children and Adults ADHD. As you know, we as adults don't really know. Sometimes we get diagnosed late with ADHD, and I'm be transparent because I have ADHD. And one of the things that draw me to CHAD is getting the resource that you need for ADHD, especially with dealing with children with ADHD, as well as with dealing with special needs children. So I'm a part of that organization as well. I'm also a part of Delta Sigma. So Roddy, I am a Delta, yes. So I'm a part of my community. I love giving back to the community. I am passionate about mental health. So I do a lot of mental health speaking and speaking engagement as well. I go to churches, I go to organization. Like one of my organizations is coming up where I'm going into I'm briefing the military on different resources that they can have in the community when they begin to transition to soldier member to civilian. So I'm teaching them how to navigate through different resources so that they can have a fulfillment career after the military.
That's awesome. Definitely helping the military families transition. That is a huge component in helping to be able to do that. And just you name so many amazing things that you're doing. I believe, definitely community service, giving back. It is our duty to serve and to help others and to give back. So again, thank you so much for all that you do in the community service, the outreach programs, the boards that you serve, in talking about the importance of mental health. And so if you have just joined the show, don't forget to put shared in the comments. So thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. And I thank you in advance. You'll be able to win, possibly, if your name is pulled from the Wheel of Names. You can win an anthology book where Dr. Joe is a co-author. One is called Mental Health Matters, and then the other one is 90 Days of Biblical Affirmation. So you all put shared in the comments and then tag others, send those hearts, and let us know that you are joining us tonight. And I thank you all so much for joining and tuning in. So share, and put shared in the comments. So if you haven't had the opportunity to go ahead and share, and then put shared in the comments. And so Dr. Joe, talk about it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to talk about it.
Yes, like you phrased it. It's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to feel pain. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel uncertain. It's okay to feel grief. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to not be okay. And what I mean by those when I quote it, I mean it's okay to feel these feelings because these are emotions that you go through in time in your life. Everybody go through emotions. Everybody go through different challenges in their life, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, whether it's something phobic that you're scared of, whether you have fear, whether you go through some grieving. But it's okay to talk about it because a lot of stigma comes from people not knowing how to discuss it, not knowing when to discuss it, not knowing when to disclose it, especially if you're employed and your employment talks about how to disclose your mental health. Is very important because sometimes when you have a mental health crisis, your employer can step in, and you know that the employee has an EAP program, employment assisted program, which help you with when they have EAP programs, which help you through. They have like therapists on call. They have social workers. They have finance. They have all plethora of things in the EAP program, which people doesn't know that it exists through their employment, which is totally free because long as you're working, they have different programs for you to handle your mental health because it's okay to talk about it. It's okay. You don't have to be scared to talk about it. It's okay to get the help you need that you deserve because one thing, think of it like this. When you have that annually checkup for a physical, and you're going for all these medical issues, that's a checkup. But you tend not to think about how you're going to check up on your mental health. You can check up on your mental health through a therapist, through a support group, through a counselor, through even a friend or family or friend that you can trust it with your issues. So sometimes it's that support system that you need, and it's okay to talk about it. And sometimes it's a hard and difficult subject to talk about. But one of the things when you talk about it, sometimes people are afraid to talk about it openly because they're afraid of being judgmental. One of the things when you're dealing with mental health and you're having these open discussions, start off with educating them on mental health and educating them the difference between mental health and mental illness, and probably educate them on the different types of mental illness so that when you disclose your mental illness. They don't have a stigma on it. They don't judge you on it. So you can have them understanding what mental health is and what mental illness is, and what are the signs and symptoms that you might have if you have mental illness. Remember, you have mental illness. Mental illness doesn't have you. So you control your environment. You can manage your environment, and with the strategies and the help and the therapy that you can go through, you can talk about it. So being open and willing to talk about it to trustworthy people. And sometimes we put up a fence when we're dealing with mental health, because sometimes we can't trust people. Sometimes it's hard for us to trust people, because sometimes you experience that trauma of trust, and now you're not going to be disclosed. But they have a undisclosed number you can call, like 988, where it's confidentiality. You do not have to disclose your name. You do not have to disclose anything. Only thing you can do is tell them what you have, a mental health crisis, or you can even call just to talk, because they will talk to you. The 98 number is the 98. It was a 1-800 number. Now it's 988. So they made it easier for you to get in touch with them. So that's why I quote all this. It's okay to feel all these, because these are emotions, and you can always manage your emotions.
Oh, that's very, very good. That's so good. Just it's okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. I just love, love, love that. That it's okay, not to be okay, and it's okay to talk about it, because that's what we don't do. Sometimes we don't talk about it. And you made a very good point about having someone that you can trust to talk to about your situation, and then having a safe place, a safe space. So we want to provide safe space for people to land when they come to you, or yourself, or to others, where someone come, just have a safe space for them, so that they can trust you and be able to talk and discuss. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Joe, for being a guest tonight. And so if you have not shared, put shared in the comments. We'll be soon doing the Wheel of Names, and don't want to leave anyone out. And if you are a winner, just email me, or you can just put in the inbox. You can DM me or email me. So we'll put my email address back on the screen, which is info@jafforafox.com. So you want to email me your address and your information, so that Dr. Joe will be able to send you the anthology book that you'll receive. So there's my email address showing it's info@jafforafox.com. And so if you are a winner, send me an email with your address, so that I can ensure that Dr. Joe gets your information and get that anthology book sent out to you. So put shared in the comments. So share. Sharing is caring. You can still send those hearts. You can still tag others. They'll be able to go and watch the Jafora Fox show. They can catch the replay. They can watch it on YouTube, as well as LinkedIn. And again, I welcome my viewers from Facebook Live, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So hello. If you're watching live, or if you're watching on the replay, welcome. And I do thank you all so much for joining in and watching the Jafora Fox show. Let's talk business. And so, Dr. Joe, if you would provide some final thoughts that you would like to leave with the audience tonight.
Yes, ma'am. One of the things I want to come from is Matthew 5:14. You are the light of the world. And remember this: think positive, learn actively, play more, be yourself. You know what? Smile always. Love passionately, live freely, work hard, shine bright. Guess what? Dream big, relax often. The most important thing is enjoy yourself.
I love it. So you all hear that from Dr. Joe. Enjoy yourself. I love the one about smile always. Yes, definitely. Smile. I love that song, Kirk Franklin. You look so much better when you smile. So just keep smiling. And then we'll provide Dr. Joe's contact information. We'll show that on the screen again. So if you would like to get in contact with Dr. Joe, that's the information showing there. So Dr. Joe, if there any other information that you would like to provide and give out, if you would go over your contact information.
Yes, man. I am on all social media. Josephine L. Harris, IG Dr. Joe. My email is info@commonmindsllc.com. My website is www.commonmindsllc.com. I also have a blog called Healthy Hearts and Mind. Just follow me and go. It's called Healthy Hearts and Mind, where I talk about my journey dealing with mental health as a military spouse. I give tips, I give resources, and I give very good information as well.
Love, love, love it. And thank you so much again, Dr. Joe. Just such an honor. I'm so excited to have you as a guest. And thank you for providing some valuable suggestions and strategies to help others about and talking about mental health and taking care of our mental health and just all of the amazing things as well that you are doing, just being a great example with mental health and just advocating for others with the mental health. And then the most important component, you said, the education part, educating others. So continue to let your light shine in educating others about mental health and the importance of mental health. And the mental health care is health care. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so now we'll do the wheel of names. So to see who our winners are for tonight. So let's see who our winners are for tonight. Stay tuned. We're just having a few little technical difficulties here with this wheel of names. So we will try it in just a moment. For some reason, just having a technical difficulty with the wheel of names. So we'll get to that possibly in just a moment. So I do thank you all so much for sharing, because as I always say, sharing is caring, and that we want to share this information that has been provided tonight on the show about mental health and the importance of mental health. I love the strategies that you provided, Dr. Joe, about stress management. Stress is so, it's deadly, in having and dealing with stress, life be lifing sometimes. There's so many things, the situation happens in our lives. And so we need to have these different strategies and different things to help us to deal with the stress management. And then also, I love the way you talked about in the anthology book. And I'm just so looking forward to reading your anthology and the part of what that looks like. And so here we are now with our wheel of names, and let's see what we have for tonight. Let's see who our winners are. Nope. I guess it's another issue with the wheel of names. So we'll get it worked out. So we won't try that again with that. And so it's we'll just provide and make sure that the ones who shared, because my husband was there, so he did share, and I thank him so much for sharing. So I'll work something out. So whoever shared, that they'll be able to receive something from Dr. Joe. So the wheel is frozen, so it is not working for some reason. So the ones who have shared, just connect with me, send me an email with your address, so that you'll still be able to receive a product that Dr. Joe has. And so I thank you all so much for sharing. Sharing is caring. And then again, Dr. Joe, thank you, you all, and have an amazing night to everyone. So God bless you all. God bless you.
Thank you, Gerard Foss. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
For a fox, let's let's talk business. And let's turn it up a notch. It's your time to shine with Josephine Harris. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes